Guys, welcome back. The #1 show in America. How many views we got per show?
58 million.
58 million, about 2 million per show. I don't know, somewhere around there. Hey, look, all you need to know is we're #1. And when you're #1, you get people to stop by, man. And we have one right now that I am so excited about. Look, man, if you need your protection on the field a little bit better, we got you. If you need some innovation out there when it comes to safety, we got it. We got the person that literally changed the face of football in high school, college, youth, pros, probably in the Hall of Fame too. Erin Hanson and my guy Tony Plagman. How y'all doing, man?
We're doing pretty good.
Good?
That's a lot of hype to live up to, man. I'm telling you, I'm going to try.
Guardian Caps, look, man, it's nothing to live up to. You've done it. You have done it. Look, I will, full transparency. A couple of years ago, this is a while ago, I will say this, a while ago, they came out with the little mushroom caps, and I'm gonna call it mushroom caps. And please take this in all due respect.
We've heard words.
Yes. And I'm sitting there like, man, what's this crazy thing, man? Get us out of here.
Yeah.
But years down the road, we need it. We need it for player safety. Just tell me about that, your journey. What made you start it? What made you get into this?
My husband and I started a material science company. He's one of those Georgia Tech chemical engineering nerds.
Okay.
About 25 years ago. So we solve problems in a lot of industries like anti-ballistic glass. And we actually do the cover for the Vice and the Max Play golf ball. You know, how do you hit an object and not chip it and make it go further and all kinds of cool stuff like that. So we solve a lot of problems for like BASF, 3M, those kind of companies. We're lean and mean. And then probably about 2010, we just felt called to really address that gap that we saw between the equipment that was readily available for athletes and what we felt like they needed and deserved for their long-term health and safety. And so we thought, you know what? Somebody's got to step up to the plate. Why not us?
And so you did it, and now years down the road, you see everybody with it on. How does that feel for you? It
feels great, only because we feel like every cap that goes out that door means something. That's a son, that's a father someday, that's a brother, that's a life that matters. And if we can take some of that impact off his head, that's freaking awesome.
All right, we're seeing your product more and more. Right. I remember I was at Mount Pisgah, and I remember when the head coach first introduced the Guardian Caps. And then just this past, I was at Alabama.
Yeah.
And all the O linemen, the D linemen, the linebackers, the running backs, they all had it on. The public, the sport has adopted it for practice now.
Right.
It's an essential part of the uniform now. Just like a player will wear thigh pads or knee pads, players are wearing Guardian caps on top of their helmets. What other products have you come up with for football?
And we do have other products. You know, for football, what was important to us is, you know, everybody's interested in the brain, right? That head-to-head, and it's that accumulation of hits over time. But we talk about head-to-elbow and head-to-knee. And, you know, Stafford, the Dolphins called up and ordered Guardian Caps when Stafford, the year they won the Super Bowl, man, he threw his first pass in practice, rotated, and almost took him out for the season because he cracked his thumb. So it's a little bit of everything. So we started looking at other sports and said, man, if we can do something for football, you know, what about lacrosse? And so these guys are getting hit with a ball that's made out of hard rubber. It's like a cue ball at 100 miles an hour. So we made a urethane ball. We make it here in Atlanta. So in our warehouse in Atlanta. And so that, you know, the players care about performance. We care about safety. Same with football. You know, how do I get a full roster for game day? That's what they care about. We care about the safety. But now we're doing a Guardian infill. So it's the only infill that's engineered. It's a TP bio-based infill that's corn and soy based to keep the fields about 30 degrees cooler.
Now, Tony.
So that's cool.
I hear you. Look, she's head honcho.
She is. HPIC.
Head honcho.
Head person in charge.
You're the salesman.
That's right.
All right.
Yes.
You went to Wesleyan, played baseball, football at Georgia, played Georgia Tech, Detroit Tigers. You're an athlete. What makes you get involved in selling?
I think, you know, from early on, we've been getting feedback from coaches saying that the product's working. And that's what keeps us going. You know, making sure we're in front of every football coach that we can be, every, you know, parent that has a youth player out there. So just the feedback we're getting again has been great, and that's what makes it easy to sell.
I heard initially you guys, and your passion was to help the youth in high school because those developing brains.
Right.
You want to help that, but now this product is in not just high schools and youth ball, but colleges and the NFL. I would say all 32 teams are using the
That's
product.
crazy.
Yeah, they made it in for O-line, D-line, linebackers, tight ends last year. Great feedback, great results. So they've expanded the mandate, added running backs, all contact practices.
Now you're a salesman, and I get it. Salesmen, they gotta cook it a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But the best salesmen are great because they believe in this product. And tell me, why is this product so good?
I mean, I've been with Guardian for 7 years. Again, it works. A lot of people want proof on how it works. That's really hard to do, especially every brain is different, right? Every player is different. So it's really hard to prove, but we know it works. And that's, 7 years of, again, feedback, athletic trainers, head coaches, parents. That's how we know.
Let me ask you, what do some of those coaches, players, what do they say? I'm gonna ask both of you this right here. Let you go first. Then
I'll go from the player feedback, and it's like Tony said, it's the stuff that you can't prove, right? It's the anecdotal stuff. So we're lucky to have the NFL now who's filming every play and filming every unfortunate injury. So we're getting data, hard data from the NFL, which is super cool. But players anecdotally, it's like, I'm not having a headache after practice. I feel better for game day. I feel fresher because I'm not getting so beat up during the week. So that's pretty cool to hear.
And then coaches, Tony, what do coaches say?
I mean, just to piggyback on that, the coaches are saying my guys are healthier for game day. It's a lot of the research has shown those smaller blows are adding up, and it's that straw that breaks the camel's back. So you're not having that straw on Friday night where like that shouldn't be an injury. So keeping their guys fresh.
So a player would wear the Guardian over their helmet during practice. That will reduce impacts. Because, you got O-line and D-line. They're hitting every play, not just during live scrimmages, but during drills, hitting sleds. They'll put this on over their helmet. It doesn't impede their movement, doesn't impede their vision. They don't feel the extra weight because it's very light. Mm-hmm. All those things. Is it washable?
You
Absolutely.
Can. Yeah, since it's on top of the helmet, it's not touching the athlete's head. You don't have to wash it. I'd say most probably don't. But you can.
I remember when we first started out, there were parents buying it for their kids individually, but now most teams, booster clubs, they're buying it for the whole program. It's just like you buy spirit packs. Let's buy this for our whole team.
It's been super cool because they've had communities rally around, right? So, somebody in the community, a bank will step up or a medical clinic will step up and say, man, I'm going to outfit the whole team. That's freaking cool. But, it's not only just the impact straight on, that thing moves independently of the helmet. So it's kind of like that MIP system that they have in racing. So that energy is redirected. And so it's slicker than the helmet below it. So it's not grabbing or sticking in any way, which is pretty cool.
All right. Tony, I'm going to leave this one to you. How do they find you guys? Social media. We want to give all the information out right now.
Yeah. So our social media handles is at Guardian- _ caps.
Yeah. Right? Just go to guardiansports.com.
Guardiansports.com.
Head
honcho right there.
She knows it all.
She's cutting right to the chase.
Hey, look. That's how we're going to do this. Hey,
just go to Guardian Caps.
Hey, look, Guardian Caps, they are, I can't express how important they are. Look, we have kids that play, and we want to make sure they say the best possible way to stay safe and to stay protected. And that is super important to us. We are thanking you. Obviously, from high school, from college, NFL, all that kind of stuff, from those different communities. Thank you so much for creating a product that has revolutionized the safety for players out there on the field.
I appreciate that. Thanks, guys, for having us.
All right, guys. Hey, we got this right here. We got the head person. How lucky can we be to have the person available? I would put this on my head. I'm gonna just put it on my shoulder right here. Me and Gary gotta do these things here. But hey, guys, make sure you get you one. And then also, too, make sure you go to their site and check out everything they have going on.